Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Put my timer on here. Do I have 25 minutes or do I have until 8:30?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start that off. Free breakfast and an ego-boosting introduction is what I need to start every day. This is fantastic. Thanks so much. And I began the Columbus Idea Foundry a few years ago to develop a sense of community within the technology, innovation, design populations here in Columbus. And I'm hugely impressed with the community here. This is my first Rotary Club meeting. It's delightful. Hopefully it won't be my last. Thank you again for inviting me. As Mohan said, we really do need to innovate ourselves, or to continue to innovate, to remain competitive in this extremely globally flat world now. And there was a time when in high schools we taught people how to make things. Wood shop, machine shop, metal shop. Largely that's no longer the case now. That's transitioned to computers, which are still extremely important. That's my day job. I do computer programming, but we still need to have a sense of how tools work, even if we're not going to do the manufacturing. Designers who know how tools function can better design for either manufacturing or prototyping or what have you. So what I tried to do was to provide a place that fills that gap, where schools can still teach design, computer programming, the principles of physics, mechanics, and engineering, but we'll now have a place which is a 24,000 square foot industrial facility off the 5th Ave exit off I-71, where people can come and actually use tools like woodworking tools, metalworking tools, welders, and high-tech resources like laser cutters, 3D plastic printing machines, which will actually take a computer file and produce a 3D part out of that. And that's a pretty new technology. We have a commercial version at the shop now, just about a month old. And computer machines that cut, again, based on a design. And you can either sketch that design by hand, scan that into a computer, or if you know computer design, you can create that shape yourself. Now, I was caught a bit with my technological pants down. Don't have a remote for my laptop, so I'm glad that Mohan is giving up a seat at the big boys table to continue flipping through my slides. And I hope people can see this. I've been criticized before for having an insufficiently succinct elevator pitch about what it is we do. This is no exception. What I'm hoping to do is start a conversation with probably a few more slides than I need for this morning. But before I get to what the Maker Faire is here in Columbus, I'd like to talk about the Maker movement more broadly and how we service that. And next slide, please, Mohan. So Mohan has introduced myself. I'm going to talk a bit about what the Foundry is, what a Maker Faire is, and how we can help. And I didn't expect the $500 contribution. Thank you. So we can skip through the next part. This is me. We've already been over me. I will knock myself down a rung on the ladder. I spoke at a TEDx talk, not a TED Talk. Those are the local city franchises that invite local speakers. Haven't met Bill Gates yet. Next slide, please. So what is the Columbus Idea Foundry? We are a community workshop, part of a novel breed of community workspaces that share tools, share tips, spread liability around. And I'm grateful to say that in the June 2012 issue of Popular Science, we were highlighted as one of the 15 most active community workspaces in the United States. And I would submit that that's probably one of the 15 most active in the world. We're a hands-on learning center, so you don't just learn from a textbook or an equation, you actually get your hands dirty, learn how to weld, learn how to use a laser cutter, learn how to do woodworking, metal casting, and more. And because we have a workshop, we can do more than just make one-off prototypes. We can do more than just teach. We can provide small businesses with the micro-manufacturing facilities we have at the shop. So we're actually, we have about 15 member businesses that use our facilities to make their products, to make prototypes, to show to VC firms, retailers, distributors, galleries, etc. And again, the mission is a little bit complicated, but we teach classes on fabrication to anyone who wants to learn. You don't have to be a college student. You don't have to be part of a 4-year curriculum. You can walk in and take an afternoon class. And then we provide that workshop to talented people who have learned how to use the equipment, come in and buy a membership just like a gym, but instead of working out, you build things. And then lastly, we help businesses and entrepreneurs make their parts. So if you don't want to learn how to use the tools and make your own ideas come true, we'll do that for you. You just tell us what you want, bring us a napkin sketch, we'll make it happen. I've been an engineer for a bunch of years, and if I had an idea, I wouldn't know how to make it happen before I started the shop. I didn't know how you go to a factory and have them make a part. I don't know how you go to an engineering firm, have them make a prototype. And I know that almost everyone I've ever met has either had an idea or known someone who's had an idea for a product, an art project, or an invention that they'd like to make, they'd like to realize, didn't have the first clue how to do it because they didn't know how to design it, or if they did, they didn't have a place to build it. And that's the gap that we try to fill. Next slide, please. So we can click through. I think there's a little animation here. I like to say that where innovation meets business, we have technology plus creativity. I call that innovation. Now, if we add enterprise, we're keeping ourselves practical. We're training ourselves in the crucible of business. Doesn't sell, doesn't work. And then the next slide, education is how we pay it forward. So we don't just keep it close to our vest, we teach anyone who wants to how to do this. And I say that we reside at the intersection of these four circles. And that's an exciting place to be. Very few people have any problem with any of those concepts. And we'll go through a few of these slides quickly, just showing pictures of what we do, woodworking, welding. Next one, please. And again, good old-fashioned artisanal crafts like blacksmithing and metal casting. Next slide, please. 3D printing. We started with a number of these do-it-yourself 3D printers. There's a remarkable new industry where people actually build these by themselves. Consider a hot glue gun controlled by computer. You sketch a shape, it'll make that out of 3D. And we have one of the longest running meetups of people discussing these new ways to prototype ideas. These are featured heavily at maker fairs. Again, just last month, we got a commercial quality 3D printer also, so very exciting. And you can think about not just making a 3D part, but you can take that part, you can make a mold from it, you can pour metal, you can pour other materials. Number of computer-controlled machines that will machine wood, foam, plastic, aluminum, brass, and steel, real industrial machining. When we started by making our own, I realized why you buy commercials. We also do electronics and programming. Next slide, please. And then we also do educational outreach. So I'll take, for example, my blacksmith. He'll bring a coal-fired forge, and we'll go to a high school where he'll do a demonstration of what we call heat and beat. He'll take a piece of steel, heat it cherry hot, quench it, which makes it very brittle, hand it to a young woman in the class, and she'll snap it like a chopstick. Then he'll do the same thing, let metal air cool, that makes it very strong, find the biggest jock in the class, and I wonder about our off-site liability when he tries his best to break that piece too. And then I'll give a lecture about the science of what's going on, and then we also teach art classes too. So it's an excellent way to cross-pollinate the creative people and the technological people. So teach the tech people that if you want to make a product, it has to look good. Teach the creative people that technology is increasingly affordable, approachable, and accessible.